Well, hello, everyone. How are you doing? It's Sunday, first day of the week. Always the best day, the way I look at it. Good morning. This is not your normal Sunday morning program. Give me 1 second. I can actually hear myself. That is a form of time travel, just to let you know. So we're waiting for Jeff to join us. I'm expecting him somewhere. As I said in the description section, where is Jeff? Seems like he is traveling through Florida, so I expect him to be here pretty soon. So how is everyone? Let me see. I got one other thing I need to do. Okay. How are you? Good to be alive, isn't it? Brewer and Shipley had the song Richie Tie Tie. Says, spirits dancing around my head makes me glad to know that I'm not dead. Spirits talking. Isn't it interesting? Well, I have a lot to discuss with this morning. By the way, tonight, 7 o'clock, Mary Rodwell. You know, the more I do research into her research into UFO, and it's so deep how she has really gone into the star children. She began to predict that this would be a phenomenon that we would see, and it's becoming more and more. The new human awakening to our cosmic heritage. Isn't that great? Good morning, everyone. Nick, let's see, Melanie, Leanne, Mother of Dragons, Michael. Hey, everyone. Hello. Good morning. Greetings and salutations. You know, something I love about a lot of the proper English. We don't speak proper English anymore, and it's regrettable. Yeah, I can see that Jeffery is there, so I'll finish this thought as I bring Jeffery in. It's going to become like the Greek. At one time, the Greek was a very pure language, very descriptive. It's lost language. So let's get Jeff in here. He's raising his hand. We're going to promote him. We're going to get him over here. And there he is. Let me unmute you, sir. Well, good morning, Jeff. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
Actually, we can. Good to see you.
I don't think I'm on the most stable of internet connections here in Casadega, Spirit of Illusion. I apologize in advance.
You're like my cell phone service with Verizon. I can hear about every other word. So, well, it's good to see you. We can see you, though. That's the good thing. It's just the audio is a little weak.
You can't hear me.
Now we can. Yeah. So I'll let you talk while you can.
So we don't have the greatest internet.
Okay. So tell us what you're doing and where you are.
Well, we were at NASA yesterday, and last night we came over here to the Casadega Spiritualist Encampment, which is northeast of Orlando. We had a great orb tour last night. If you saw that video, I tell you what, Wayne, I was not a believer in orbs until that tour last night. We had many of them on video, many energy pulses on video. It was pretty crazy.
Excellent. Any, when people are around orbs, I often ask, did you ever have a sense that you wanted to actually kind of communicate with them, telepathically?
I was filming, so I didn't really so much have that feeling.
Mm-hmm.
I was just interested in watching them and experiencing them. And it was really tremendous. They do a great job here. If you're in the Orlando area, it's a great thing to do on a Saturday night, 7:30 at the Casadega Spiritualist Encampment.
Wow, I think that's pretty cool. I really do.
Wayne, I'll tell you, NASA was tremendous.
Wasn't it? Been there.
When was green screen technology invented?
The chroma key. We brought it into the industry. Actually, we can thank Jerry Lewis for a lot of that. That was actually brought into the industry in the 60s.
No kidding. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, after being there, I was in the Air Force for 6 years. I was a C-130 crew chief, and they have the actual Atlantis there. They have a Saturn V rocket, and looking at it, it looks like a workable airframe should look. It looks real to me.
All I can tell you, if you look at the Heavy Falcon that Musk sent off 2 weeks ago, and as the Tesla continues to go through space, I mean, I marvel that people really don't think that we actually had the technology to build those type of propulsion systems. Hi, Suji. I'm just telling everyone, we got a full crowd in here.
Now, the lunar rover doesn't look much.
Pardon?
The lunar rover to me didn't look so much like it was real.
Well, I have a fond connection to that. My dad, who worked in building the first mobilization containment unit for the Bubble Boy, and he actually built that from a Yazoo lawnmower. But my dad was involved in helping a lot of the lunar design, because the challenges of how do you get a machine that's in 1/6 the gravity, what type of propulsion, how do you begin to adapt to the soil? So anyway, did you have fun? That's the question.
I had a great time. It was well worth it.
Excellent. Now, I didn't get to see the video. You were at a haunted house as well? We'll have to do the signs.
And I'm losing you on our action here. We were actually at a horror museum.
Okay, that was it. Okay, thank you.
And it had haunted dolls and things.
And how was that? Dolls.
Our connection's terrible.
That movie, Annabelle.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
There's a video up. Very interesting.
Those are some tangible energies, are they not?
Called Steve Green, I think.
Well, I was just curious. I mean, I saw that video, so I was very interested in hearing, what that was like, because I think dolls can sometimes, I think they can house negative energies. I really do. But that's just me. It's like clowns. They freak me out.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
So what's on your agenda today?
Well, today I was going to do some other stuff, but to be frank with you, I think I'm just going to get in the car and drive home. I'm a little tuckered out.
Well, you've been on the road for a couple of days now, right? You were out digging crystals.
Well, we went to Universal Studios. Then we went and dug crystals. Then we went to NASA, and then we're here at Casadega. And I think it's going to finish this show and head on home.
Well, buddy, sounds like you had fun.
It was a great time. This was the second paranormal trip, and another one planned going up to St. Augustine before too long.
Excellent idea. Well, everyone, you need to go over to Jeff's channel, the Friendly Christian Whistleblower, and check out the videos, like them. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I think that's the thing to do.
Wayne, let me suggest to people that I know we had, when I was doing the shows from NASA, of course, you have the folks that believe in the flat earth that, take a different view. And there's people that believe that, NASA stands for never a straight answer. And let me just suggest to you that before you form a hard and fast opinion, that perhaps you take a trip to NASA or take a trip to a NASA facility that's closer to you if you can't come to Cape Kennedy. But take a look, actually gather all the available data, actually be empirical about it, look at the data, evaluate the data, and then I suggest that you might want to go ahead and make a decision, but make a decision based upon data that you have personally gathered and not secondhand, hand-me-down information, because that sounds a whole lot like religious indoctrination to me.
Wise words, my friend. Wise words. I mean, I think everyone owes themselves to actually go there and touch it. So, listen, I had Laura Eisenhower on Friday night, and, I happen to believe, it was, boy, what a dynamic individual. Just, she is going to come back on. But, when her knowledge of the Mars program, People don't realize what her great-grandfather, 8 heart attacks. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Yeah, 8 heart attacks. The ET connection goes back as far as Roosevelt. So there's a lot more happening out there, Jeff, than it's like I wrote this. I wrote this yesterday when I was doing some meditating. And I want to run this by everyone here and you. Man's concept of God is limited to man's concept of himself.
Very good. And a strange thought hit me. Why did ETs give Roosevelt technology that would heal him?
Well, it doesn't work that way. As I'm understanding, there's laws, there are lawbreakers, and there are law enforcers. And when one is out of balance of the other, it causes a cosmic rift that is felt cosmically. Planets like Earth, they are they're vortexes. The energy that this planet has, and there's others out in the universe, and cut anytime you want, but that's what I'm getting, that they can't do it that way. And so,
by the way, I'm wearing a shirt from my friend Brian. I can't remember his last name, but he's got Sovereignty on Facebook.
Hey, listen, boy, is that a excellent segue. I mean, I didn't talk to you.
Brian Parker, I think is.
Okay, good. And let's get out there and support this. Do you have a YouTube channel yet?
I don't think so. I think he's on Facebook. And let me say this before I forget, because it's right on what you're talking about. We were at the Orb Tour last night, and I asked her, and of course she's a spiritualist, if they believe in malevolent entities. And her answer to me was fascinating. She said that it's manifest, and it seeks to use the energy that's available to manifest. And it prefers to manifest through love and joy and peace, which are strong emotions, but it will also manifest through hate and fear if that's all that's available. So, but if you're seeing a lot of malevolent beings, a lot of demons, a lot of bad entities, and perhaps you might literally and see if you've got a lot of fear and hatred and negative emotion in your body, because they typically seem to manifest with what's available. Just a checkup from the neck up for this great audience.
I think that is ideal. Listen, I experienced something Friday night for the first time. My dog, now there are spirits around here. I mean, I'm seeing them, I'm sensing them, and Dancer got very alert Friday night. And I immediately dismissed what other entity that was there. I said, you don't have my permission. I'm a sovereign being. You leave. And immediately my dog just laid back down. See? So I want to share something with everyone, Jeff. I am glad we're doing this, because I think that this is the best gift that we give everyone this morning. This is from a website called sovereignki.com. And Jeff, I found this, and I'd like to read this out loud. Would you mind if I do this? Because I think we all need to do this out loud. Declarations are important. As you know, Jeff, I have great understanding of the power of my name. I'm a sovereign, divine being. Correct? Did we lose you?
Well, I got a t-shirt that says so.
Okay. So check this out. This is my declaration of freedom from all control, AI, beings, and authority structures that interfere in harm against my sovereign free will. Let it be known that I withdraw consent. I terminate all contracts of agreements concluded by the third parties regarding myself, and herewith return all liabilities and karmic implications to the contracting parties on all levels, dimensions, time, and timelessness. I withdraw consent to having any human being, living organism, machine, entity, person, corporation, secret group, or their representatives, their superiors, employers, their on and off world allies, or anyone working for or with any of the above to spy, to look into, to watch, or to in any way invade my privacy or for any harmful reason. Privacy is defined as my own unique personal life experience. I revoke, withdraw, and retract all harmful agreements for all my body parts, my body's parts, fragments, atoms, DNA cells, etheric essences, entry of beings as an entire universe that I am on all levels, dimensions, time, cycles of time, past, present, and future, and in all levels of existence. For all my bodies, from the core being of the one that I am, to all my bodies across all universes, even in the folds of time and space where much is attempted to be hiding. Each experience of my being is for my personal growth and development. It is not for corporations to seek profit from. They are not to be manipulated and controlled by any person, entity, corporation, government, religion, machine, being, except myself. These experiences, which are part of my unique life experience, cannot be used by any other being, human, entity, corporation, group, or any other example of someone or something that is not myself, and in any way that creates money and or capital for profit or control, whilst demeaning, degrading, or negatively affecting my living being. The monetization and collateralization of my personal energy and personal being, myself, for the purpose of buying and selling or owning is forbidden under any and every terminology, language, contract that is in being and that has been used to control and manipulate my personal energy and being. The monetization and collateralization of my personal human body, which houses my unique DNA that is my private domain for the purpose of buying, selling, owning, or controlling, is forbidden and banned. The buying, selling, owning, and trading of my soul energy or my unique human body on or by any stock exchange, financial institution, corporation, government, religious organization in this world or any other world is expressly forbidden and banned. The buying, selling, and owning of my unique and personal DNA, energy, physical body, consciousness, anywhere in any universe, dimension, astral level, time, or world is forbidden and banned. The harvesting of my energy by any group, organization, corporation, government, religious sect, astral entity, galactic being, or anyone who is not myself is now forbidden, banned, and barred. Whatever from that the form it takes, my energy is my own creation. I do not consent to having it harvested for others to use or to profit from. Such buying, selling, and controlling amounts to slavery and is forbidden by me under my own sovereign free will and law that I impose. I withdraw consent to the use of nanotechnology, parasites, or any other type of infectious disease or infectious technology whatsoever, whensoever, or wheresoever, now and in the past or in the future, to be used upon my human physical body or mind, consciousness or soul, while I am living here on earth, or any place in or out of space and time wherein such forces can influence one's being. I withdraw consent to any type of mind control or the use of intelligent technology implants, physical, etheric, or astral, living or non-living, to be used on my living body, my physical body, my ethereal body, my electromagnetic body, my astral body, my consciousness, my soul body, which could possibly have any harmful effect upon my physical body, mind, consciousness, or soul in any way. I withdraw consent to the external creation of dreams when I'm asleep. I withdraw consent to any other human being, corporation, government, religion, entity, machine, dimensional being, entity entering my consciousness on any level, at any time, ever, if the intent is to bring harm upon myself and unlawful harm upon another entity. I can go on with this. Do you see where I'm getting to, Jeff? I see you're on mute.
This is fantastic stuff. I love it. I think it's great. I'm 100% with you. And Wayne, it's very, very seldom that we ever disagree, but it seemed like I was hearing at times from you that we were assimilated whether we want to or not. But I really believe this, that even if we are assimilated, even if we're given consent, then we can make these type of statements as you're bringing it out here and withdraw that consent and take our sovereignty back. Am I misunderstanding your position?
No. Listen, everything in the universe is by law and by contract. Everything, even that which we can't understand. And this declaration is just that. It's like the Declaration of Independence. I mean, I'm sure that those fellas back there in the days, all they were trying to do was just make a living out of the ground.
Right.
You pick up arms. And so, in fact, I think we ought to continue to read this. I mean, actually it goes on. So I'll let y'all do it. I'm going to do a show on this. But yes, Jeff, I think that this is the beginning of actually getting our sovereignty in hand to break the contracts. When I was a Christian, the thing that always I found interesting was the part in Colossians 2, to be specific, where it says that Jesus, the Christ, had nailed the contract that had been held hostile against us all of our lives to the cross, et cetera, et cetera. And that was the thing that got me decades ago into beginning to find out, well, what's this contract? I never heard of a contract. Did you? Did you sign a contract?
Well, we did when we prayed the sinner's prayer. We made an oral contract, giving up our sovereignty, selling our soul. There's no doubt about it. And it's interesting how even Paul, with the fear and guilt control matrix, he had to state the fact that the Christ did do away with that contract, had to state the truth, but then he warped it into the error by saying, tying it to the cross and human sacrifice and blood sacrifice. We know that's not true, but very good on you to pick up that they did tell us that there was a contract. They did tell us that the Christ canceled it, but it takes some work to realize that it wasn't canceled the way they think it's canceled, because they want to cancel it in a way that doesn't keeps you the opposite of divine, sovereign, and free, keeps you in fear, keeps you in guilt, keeps you under control. Good work, R. Wayne Steiger.
Well, thank you, sir. I consider that to be a compliment from you. That's an honor. I want to talk about something, Jeff, that I had not understood until Kyle, and let me get out of here and we get back into, by the way, I just
look like I'm one of those anonymous people. I'm not trying to hide my identity. It's just,
who is the real Jeff Doherty? We've got about 170 people in here. All right, folks. Jeff, follow me on this. And Kyle, thank you for invoking that download. Look at that. I'm a little jealous that this looks tropical. I mean, it's like 19 degrees up here. So,
well, this hotel was built in 1830. So,
wow.
They've been doing spiritualist work here since then. So it's no surprise that we saw a lot of spiritual activity here last night. Absolutely.
So, listen, I think we all should begin to practice and learn how to astral project. We
Absolutely.
Do it all.
I agree.
Thank you, sir. So when I read Kyle's email this morning, and Kyle, forgive me for disclosing some of the things, but he was on a journey. And he said it's like being between awake and asleep. Jeff, I figured this out. We all know how to. We were born with this ability. Follow me on this. As children, we often say, well, he was a daydreamer. She always seemed to be in another place. Daydreaming is, in fact, a form of astral projection. Would you agree with that?
I would.
Yeah. How about the rest of the room in here? Yeah, I think they're all agreeing. So we knew this instinctively as children. They taught us not to believe in it anymore, Jeff. They took it away from us. And then when we finally get to
maybe that's what the education system is all about, man.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. I mean, expound on that. I mean, it dawned on me.
Maybe that's what the education system is designed to take us from the world of magic and spirituality and get us into the fear and guilt control matrix.
I think so. It never dawned. I was a daydreamer. And then the voice in my head said, think about this. When you were a child, you could take your spirit anywhere. Wow. It blew me away, Jeff. It just blew me away.
Wayne, I don't know if I'm interrupting you. A little slow on this, but what you just said sparked something in me, because Paul said, when I was a child, I spoke like a child. When I was a child, I acted like a child. But now that I've become an adult, I put away childish things. And I think that now that I know, I'm getting goosebumps. That's a direct attack. That's Paul, the guilt control matrix warden, telling us, quit acting like a child, quit thinking like a poverty in your playfulness, quit acting in your astral abilities, put that stuff away, act like an adult, be a good drone.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you boy, talk about this suddenly the download. So here is the mind coitus about the Christian religion, Jeff. What did Jesus say? Unless you are as a child and you cannot enter the kingdom of heaven. Yeah. What the freak? And then Paul's telling
again that Jesus and Paul were teaching the same thing. I don't think so.
Oh, no. I wrote this to a person who was ripping me a new one. And I said, listen, your Paul never saw this Jesus. His was a vision. I said, would you follow a guy that came up to you and began to tell you all of this cosmic knowledge, all from a vision? Most likely not. But that just dawned on me. So here's the Christ saying you must be as a child. Paul says you have to put the childish things away. Did Jeff freeze on us, folks? Hello, Stephen. Good to see you. I don't know if we lost Jeff or not, but we're going to stay with this. But you see, folks, this is why I left that religion. It just got to be, when you start seeing the balance of this thing, that it was a mind game. You know, you follow off on this tangent and you suddenly get blindsided. Jeff, I think we did lose you. If we did, just get yourself back in. We'll pick you up on the other side. Hopefully he'll come back. Quite fascinating, isn't it, folks? I hadn't even planned on that. But boy, so getting back to the whole thing of astral projecting, we knew how to do this. We knew instinctively how to do this. It was one of the things that came with the package. And it was very clear from, I think, with Laura on Friday night, that they have done their best to strip us of the package that we were given. Wow. Imagine that. I don't know what happened to our friend Jeff. I think that he is indeed lost. So let's see if he is. Are you coming back, Jeff? It's like we got his avatar. So we got that. Hey, good. Hello, new America, all new again. Good to see you. Well, Jeff, I'm going to keep you up there. I like looking at you. So think about this then. If we have that ability that we knew back then, we knew as we came into this, I call it the death plane, because there's no way you're getting out alive. Now, I don't know what happens on the other side. I have a sense that we step back into the life plane. I'm reading a book right now that is just absolutely expanding my awareness and consciousness. And we lost Jeff, but he'll hopefully come back. One of the things that I have been sensing in myself is sometimes a sense of isolation of thought. I was telling my wife this yesterday, and it's because I'm getting so much thoughts from the ether, from other spirits, who knows, greater consciousness. But I have become acutely aware of something about my existence, that my existence is not limited to my consciousness nor my understanding of what I am told is supposed to be finite to infinite. I'm reading a book, and one of the things that really struck me was this, is that there are just some things that are. They don't have a beginning, they don't have an end. They just are. And they have a special classification of what these entities are. And it happens that which was created through the finite can become infinite. And I think that that's where I stand. One of the things, I am highly sensitively aware of, that there is a greater intelligence, a greater presence. I don't believe in the concept of the gods that I see today represented in the world religions. I don't think that's God. I think that that's a man-made God. It's a man-made construct. And maybe there's others like you, like myself, that have come to this point that I am created. I am sovereign. Now, there's a lot that I don't understand about that. But then again, it's kind of like getting the keys to a brand new car. You really don't know all the accessories until you've had time to test all of them. Which leads me into another subject. And I brought this up Friday night with Laura, but I'm going to expand on it. Why the body? Ask yourself this. I am asking, I have been in deep, deep thought. When I sleep, I'm now before counsel and I'm asking this question and I'm not getting any answers, which tells me I'm onto something. So what is the purpose of our bodies? What are our bodies supposed to be teaching us? What is it that the spirit must learn from the body? Does the body teach the spirit, the soul, something that is impossible for us to obtain outside this temporal existence, where matter takes the form in which we call bioforms, which then becomes life? But life is only defined from an outside point of view because I'm alive. I can't see that reality, but I can see my reality. And the question I'm asking all of us, what does the body teach the spirit? What purpose does the body play in the path of ascension? It has to play a role. Otherwise, then this is a complete useless experience. I see that Jeff is back. All right, we're going to get him back in here. Hold on one second. Here he comes. Hey, Jeff.
New technology. I'm doing it on my iPhone.
Oh, good. You're right now about 90 degrees to the left of us. So can you turn it? There you go. Hey, that's a good picture and a great audio, by the way.
Good. So I'm back.
Yeah, well, good. So you probably, I don't know if you missed the conversation that we're getting in. So we're talking what the purpose of the body is in this journey of ascension. What is the purpose of the body? And here are some questions I pose to everyone, Jeff. What's the purpose? What purpose does the body play in the path of ascension? What does the body teach the spirit and soul? Is the body required in order to ascend? How can the spirit feel if not attached to a body? How can a soul, spirit, suffer pain or joy without first experiencing it in a body?
Interesting questions. Very interesting questions.
So
I'm just excited. I think we're really unlocking some big truths here this morning.
I think we are too, my friend. There is a purpose for this, Jeff. Every religion that I've studied, that you've studied, that all the rest of us study, they take a different approach to the body. You know, that the body has a different purpose. There's some in the Eastern religions that really worship the body. Let's see that the body is the Zen point that really begins to help us ascend through the spirit. Then there's others.
That's interesting.
Yeah, isn't it? And then you get the Judeo-Christian beliefs and the Islam belief that the body has to be pummeled. It has to be dominated. It has to be, oppressed.
And isn't it interesting that Islam and Christianity and even Judaism share those beliefs?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We're about to see this whole thing on play again here on Palm Sunday. And, the Philippines is where they do the biggest acts of it, where people bloody their bodies.
Some of them actually crucify themselves, Wayne.
That's crazy.
It is.
I mean, so that's what, Jeff, we got to get into these questions. What does this body do? Now, listen, I can see where the release of my spirit at the point where I am free of this body, I could see where that's going to be an orgasmic experience. I can dig that. I really can. But what am I supposed to be learning here, Jeff? There's something to the divine.
And it seems like there is something to be learned from the body, or else why would the Abrahamic religions be so quick to try to dismiss it and hold it down?
Yeah. I don't know. It's like when something becomes forbidden, then the desire for it becomes overwhelming, right?
And you have to ask yourself why.
Why? I don't know. And folks, Jeff, we've got 193 people in here getting, and I'm really going to go back and look at some of these comments because, folks, I'm serious about this. And if you have some insights, email Jeff or myself on this. I think, Jeff, we need to discover this because I think if we can figure out this part of the puzzle, then maybe it unlocks the door for us to get beyond that.
Oh, I would agree with you 100%.
Oh, I'll tell you, it's just amazing, my friend. And I'm just trying to read some of the things that comes in here.
I can't see him today, Wayne, at all.
Well, it's because
I'm the comment Nazi, but I can't see him today. Maybe that's a good thing.
Actually, it's all very positive in here.
Wayne, let me show the people real quickly the hotel I'm staying at.
Let's see that.
I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yes.
This is the Casadega Hotel, built in 1830. And this is the Casadega Spiritualist Retreat. It's like a little city. So it's a really cool place.
How many do people live there?
There's a lot of full-time residents. I'm not sure how many, but there's many full-time residents. And they're all, to my knowledge, adherents of the spiritualist religion, which is a really cool religion. I'm learning more and more about it.
Now, is that particular because of ley lines, or is there something that connects it to a potential vortex or a grid?
Well, like I said, they've been here since 1830, and the guy that started it did so in obedience to a spiritual vision. In fact, he got a vision to come down here and do it. He was from up north, New York, and he didn't do it. And it took him about 6 months before he got tuberculosis, and a doctor told him, you got to move to a warmer climate. So he was forced, to come down here. And so he came down here, started this encampment, and it's been going ever since.
Wow.
And right now it's basically a city of what do they call clairvoyants and mediums and, readers, and there's all kinds of those shops. There's the hotel, and I would say there's probably a few thousand people that live here.
So in 1830, he builds this first place. That was some Wild West back in.
It was, and they had to come down. They came down to Jacksonville, Florida. That's as far as they could come down on the train. And then they came down the St. Johns River on a boat for a while. And then they actually had to literally do the whole, pack mule thing and get down here. So, yeah, it's quite a bit different. I mean, I drove in, and I made a joke, and they talk about that, and they probably still got here in the same amount of times it takes to drive on I-4. But, yeah, it was really something.
Oh, so I'm trying to put myself projecting back there. So this man really did hear something and followed through. And I think that the evidence is the lasting buildings, Yeah.
And the nice thing about spiritualism is there's, Christian spiritualists, Jewish spiritualists, spiritualists from all types of faiths. And really spiritualism is something that tends to transcend isms. And it's just a belief that we carry on after we exit this mortal body. And most of them even question the concept of reincarnation, Wayne, for a good reason, I think. They're saying, if we're really spirit and we are to grow and develop, why would we have to come back into this body again to grow and develop? And then the lady leading the tour last night said to me, well, what if the spirit and soul aren't the same? And what if one of them recreates or reincarnates and one of them doesn't? Deep questions.
So one of the things I picked up from Laura on Friday night was this, and it hadn't occurred to me. In this dream, I heard the words, "From the earth we are created, to the earth that we return." What if it's the soul energy of Gaia that gives this consciousness to us, that when we lay down back what she gave us, our spirits move on?
I would contend that the soul is the human, earthy, Gaia part of us, and the spirit is the etheric, intangible part. And I would say it's exactly what you said. While we're here on this earth, we have this Gaia birth soul. And once we lay that down, then we move on in our spiritual essence. And perhaps if we do come back in reincarnation, is to come back and get the Gaia part of us set. And who knows, Wayne, maybe every one of these planets is a learning station for us. There's not too much that's beyond the realm of possibility in my way of thinking anymore.
I agree with you. Something that set me free last night when I was reading. So, Jeffrey, I've always struggled with perfection. Maybe all the rest of us do. We all want to be that perfect individual, but I never learned that there's different levels of perfection. At the top level, perfection is perfection of all. But there is a level that's the seventh level, which is perfection. Nothing is perfected. And it's a gradation as to how perfection is perceived and actually ascertained.
So the higher level is less perfect. Is that what you're saying?
No, there are stages. For instance, I used this phrase when I was talking to my wife when it came to me, is this: nothing is perfect.
Okay. Not even me, Wayne Steiger?
Yeah, not even you.
Oh, man.
Now, the other extreme to that is that we exist in perfection.
Okay.
So perfection, as with the infinite being, for instance, paradise, the idea of this current God that we declare here on this earth, the word that I am reading is that he escaped. It escaped paradise. Paradise neither lives nor is dead. It neither exists or does not exist. It is a place of absolute perfect energy.
Gotcha.
This God escaped with the trinity of its thoughts. And its reality that it has created, we are in it now. We're part of that created reality. But here is the thing. It can't contain us. There are some of us who are created finite that we end up becoming infinite.
Right. And some of us are discovering now that he can't contain us and we're breaking free.
That's the point. That's the point. And that's when you begin to understand that the essence of who and what we are is sometimes beyond our comprehension because it's beyond our understanding.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I'm glad I discovered that I can do this on my iPhone. So now
it's beautiful
where I am.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The picture is clear. I love the clarity, and the audio is outstanding.
Excellent.
Yeah, good signal too. I don't know what you're using. So I'm just reading some of that. We got 209 people in here this morning, Jeff, and we have really gotten a good discussion going on.
Excellent.
And I think that's what we really do here is to, as we tell people, it's not your normal Sunday morning.
It's not.
You know, so I saw those crystals that you were digging on. Was it hot out there? Was that just my imagination?
No, it was really, really hot. And I'm a, born and bred Floridian, so my skin is pretty much acclimated. But I was with one of my great subscribers who met me there, Hillary Davis, and she got absolutely lit up, Wayne. She got burned to a crisp. So,
whoa.
Yeah, we were out there about 4 hours, from, I guess, about 10 a.m. till 2 p.m., the height of the day. And we dug out, and it cost you $60 a person. Somebody says, oh, that's a lot of money. But we were digging these crystals, and at the end of the day, the proprietor, a real nice guy named Eddie, and we're going to have him on the program, he said that we dug out probably $1,500 worth of crystals.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that was our first time. So if you get a chance to go down there to Okeechobee, Florida, to the Fort Drum Crystal Mine, tell him Jeff sent you. I don't get anything for it, but Eddie's a good guy, and he'll take care of you. Cool. But let me tell you, it's a lot of work.
Well, I saw you, and I mean, I'm looking out there. That sun looked artificial. It looked white, not yellow. It looked white, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, because so what are you going to do with the crystals? Speaking of crystals, and I need to honor this. You and I have a subscriber, Karen. I'm going to send you some of these, Jeff, but she sent a lot of amethyst.
Oh, those are beautiful. I would love to have some of that.
Okay. And I'm figuring out a way.
Karen, with their last name with an M?
I just know her as Karen, as
okay.
the Crystal Queen.
Or is that's the lady from Arkansas?
Actually Texas. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She actually goes up to the Yukon, and
those are beautiful.
So I'll get you one of these, and we're figuring out a way. She sent me a number of them, and I'd like to see how we can get and just bless other people.
Yeah, I actually got you a little gift from NASA. I'll send to you, Wayne.
Oh, cool. Cool.
You'll like it.
Oh, thank you, Jeff. That's very kind of you. And, we just got a good group in here. I love to find gems and rocks. So there's a lot of people, Jeff, that are definitely into finding the gems and the rocks as well.
What I'll do with them, Wayne, is I'm probably going to, because they're in a rough state. I mean, they just came out of the ground, and you put, I forget what it's called, but you put some type of a solution on them. You let them set for a few days, and that kind of knocks off some of the stuff that you don't want. And then I'm probably going to invest in a tumbler.
Oh, okay.
And I'm going to tumble them out, and I do make. I make pendulums.
Oh, you can do some pendants and yeah.
I make pendulums and different things like that. And we're probably going to try to do some of our pendulums now to be with an actual crystal that I personally dug. And I think we're going to probably offer some of these crystals, maybe as intention crystals or something like that, so people can get a hold of them.
Good idea.
I think I'm going back over there once a month, and I'm going to be going to the flea market here in Florida for the Mistec bands, and we may add the crystals to those offerings.
Let's do that. Because I got to tell you, Karen, I'll just let you know, this is some more.
That's gorgeous.
It's just beautiful. That the
energy, they don't
have
the ground like that. Trust me.
Yeah. The energy in our home, folks, is amazing. Lynn and I can't get into an argument.
That's awesome.
So it's that type of, I think that this is just me, Jeff, and I don't know, I'm not well versed in this, but I got a sense that these crystals carry an energy from which they were actually part of the earth where they were at.
I think they do, Wayne. And also I'm of the belief that they're programmable.
Ooh, I'd like to know more about that. That's an interesting idea.
I believe they're programmable. You can program the frequencies, the intentions. You can program the we can't get in an argument into them, and they actually are. I mean, they're crystals. So if the world can program them, if technology can program them, we can too.
There's just some more.
Those are gorgeous.
They're just beautiful. And I tell you, folks, I don't know.
Probably $100 crystal you're holding in your hand, by the way.
Wow. Well, we're going to be blessing people with these, and Jeff, you and I'll figure it out.
At least 50.
So I got to tell you, it's positive. It's just, whew, I mean, it gives me at times right now. I just get the chills.
Absolutely. And I got the shungite that you told me about. I'm always wearing that. I think that helps too.
It does. It does. I swear, people. I mean, I'm learning something about Gaia. And I apologized to her yesterday. I had to go down and just put my hands on the soil and say, man, I just...
I've done it too.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure, you know. See? Yep. I'm going to just kind of, Folks, I mean, listen, Jeff, if you get a chance, watch that interview with Laura Eisenhower.
I will. Absolutely.
That woman so inspired me. It was like jacking yourself into a 220 outlet.
Yeah, I've talked with her a couple of times. Never had her on yet, but I've talked with her. She's really a nice person.
Oh, I'll tell you, it's just, folks, we're learning here, and she loved the group. We have formed a community here that is a community of light, Jeff.
Absolutely.
We're not all on the same page, but we're all on the same frequency, it seems.
I agree. And I think I'm going to start, I think we're going to have many people from this Casadega spiritualist group involved in our,
I'd love to have them on.
Well, I think we're going to expand it. Yeah, I'm going to have several of them on, and I think I may come out here on a regular basis. And I just think there's a lot of affinity between who we are and who they are, and we can each add to each other.
Yeah. Listen, I want to say something as well. Scientifically, folks, the Earth is moving out of this cosmic cloud that we have been in for, they estimate, maybe 100 million years or longer. We're coming into a place of space and time, Jeff, where the energy levels are going to get high. They're going to get high. And we need to start preparing for this more than ever. Laura did something for me. I don't know what she activated, but she activated something inside that suddenly I'm seeing in my spirit. It's connecting the dots, Jeff. It hasn't.
She's a wise old soul. She really is.
Yes, she is. That is something I found out, that the knowledge, I wrote her and I said, what you possess, we need.
Absolutely.
Well, Jeff, we've been on here for almost an hour. I know you need to get home. We're going to send you good thoughts of safe travel. Are you going the Beeline?
What's the Beeline?
What is it? The toll road between.
I'm going to. You have to, because if you go on, as the crow flies, it's much further. Well, it's considerably further. But if you go on that Beeline, you save yourself a lot of time because you miss all the Universal Disney traffic. So if you're ever going through Orlando, it might cost you $4. Well worth it. Trust me.
So I'll finish out with this. I wrote this. I said, from the earth we are made, to the earth we return. Maybe we cannot leave because we are the earth's avatars.
Powerful.
Something's going on here. Hello, Sandra D. She says, tell you hello.
Hello.
She says, get started on a regular practice of raising your vibrations. Folks, if there's one thing I can testify, that's what we all got to do, Jeffrey.
Absolutely.
And this declaration, I'm going to leave it, get you all. Listen, we all need to start. I'm going to print it out. You should stand before the mirror and speak this declaration. I do it nude. Speak the declaration for how you are and speak it out. And the reason why I say do it without clothes on, because that's who you are.
Right.
People get a real problem with nudity. Get over it, folks. You were born with it. You can't leave it.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%.
Well, Jeffrey, I got a copy of the MP4 on this, so I'll send the link over to you later on. You can put it over in your channel. Folks, if you're not subscribed to Jeff's channel, get over there, subscribe to it. This is how we encourage growth for all of us. We all have a unique harmonic to add to the frequency. That's why you should go over to Sandra D's channel. You should go over to Jennifer Collins, Heidi's channel, Trisha G's. You know, folks, that's how we grow. And Brian over at Milky Way, a lot of others. So, Jeff, hey, I appreciate you, my friend.
And from Casadega Spiritual Encampment, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower. Thanks for having me.
All right. And y'all turn in tonight for the Mary Rodwell interview. We're going to learn about the ETs, I think, in another way we hadn't learned before. Jeff, take care, my friend. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care. Bye.